Welcome to Cord Cutting Today for October 25th, 2019. This is the show where I break down some of the biggest stories happening in the world of cord cutting right now and give you my opinion on them. If you want to learn more about these stories, check out the show notes down below. I'll put a link to each story I talk about in the order I talk about them so you can read about them for yourself. Now, if you're new here, do me a favor, hit that subscribe button. Hit that thumbs up. It really does help us because it lets YouTube know you enjoy what we do, and hopefully we can help you break free from the high cost of cable TV and still watch the shows you enjoy. Well, real quick, before we get into the news of the day, a special thank you and a big welcome to everybody who has subscribed recently. In the last week or so, we've had several thousand new subscribers. Huge growth. Thank you so much. Really appreciate it. Really appreciate everybody coming every week. I see a lot of your comments every single video. Thank you to everybody there who comments, people who watch. Very humbled by the growth of the channel. Thank you for subscribing. Hopefully we can help you save some money. And speaking of saving some money, let's check out some deals. The Amazon Fire TV Stick 4K is just $24.99 with promo code. So the Amazon Fire TV Stick is on sale still for $24.99 to select Prime members who use the promo code. I can't tell you why some people are getting this and why others aren't. Some people are like, I got it only on one device. Some people got it on multiple devices. So don't wait. It is good until the end of the year according to Amazon, but there's always that language like could end early. So I'm not sure why Amazon has this code out there or what they're trying to accomplish here. Maybe just try to get the Fire TV Stick 4K in more customers' hands. But go to cordcuttersnews.com, check out the link down below to find the promo code and see if you can get the Fire TV Stick 4K for $24.99. Check that out. Also, if you plan to make any movie-themed pumpkins for Halloween, Vudu is having a competition right now where you could win $100 in Vudu credit by entering a movie-themed pumpkin carving into the competition. If you want to learn more about that, you want a chance to enter, leave us a comment down below, check out the comments down below for a link to that, and leave us a comment and let us know what theme pumpkin you're going to make. So I'd love to hear from you, and hopefully maybe you'll win $100 in Vudu credits. All right, let's get into the news of the day. A lot happening. More subscriber losses at paid TV services, and PlayStation Vue is up for sale. According to a report from the informant, that Sony has approached several companies to buy PlayStation Vue from them, and they've even hired a bank to represent them in this process. According to reports, Fubo TV is one of the companies they approached. I've heard they've approached quite a few other companies and groups with the prospect of selling PlayStation Vue. Now, according to this report, PlayStation Vue right now has about 500,000 subscribers, well behind Hulu and Sling TV, who reportedly have over 2 million, and even reports that YouTube TV is at 2 million or so. This would also likely mean that PlayStation Vue has recently lost subscribers. Probably a combination of the recent price hike, maybe some channel changes, and more driving that cost. I would also argue the lack of marketing is recently, when we heard reports of this earlier this year when Sony stopped marketing PlayStation Vue, shut down their affiliate programs, pulled TV ads, really hasn't done much of anything about PlayStation Vue recently, to the point that this week when they added a new channel to the service, no press release, no big marketing push, just a tiny little sentence on their website about the update, and that was it. So I was kind of wondering when this would actually get confirmed, because I've heard for a while. The question is, what is going to happen to PlayStation Vue? Very likely they'll sell it and it'll be moved in or merged in with another service, but there is a real possibility that it will shut down. I've often thought that Sony was mismanaging PlayStation Vue. I think PlayStation Vue is a great service. Very loyal fans. I hear from you anytime I say something you don't like about PlayStation Vue. But they just haven't, I think, effectively marketed it. It definitely feels like PlayStation Vue was meant to be more about selling PlayStations and Sony products than about Sony pushing PlayStation Vue. Many of the best features were kept for the PlayStation for the longest time. The communication for PlayStation Vue was very poor. Adding to the confusion over the name, the social media accounts used for PlayStation Vue were the PlayStation Gaming Console social media accounts. The lack of a clear communication to subscribers, the lack of effective marketing, and confusion over the name, I think has really hurt them. I think Sony's unwillingness to change the name, Sony's inability to say, hey, we're going to create PlayStation Vue social media, we're going to create direct marketing to our customers where we'll communicate to them separate from the game side of it, definitely hurt them. And I think Sony definitely wanted PlayStation Vue to push PlayStation. For instance, many of the best features like multi-channel view at first was exclusive for a long time on the PlayStation. Many of the best features come to the PlayStation first. Some of them never reach other players. It definitely felt like things like Roku, Apple TV, and Fire TV Sport were almost a secondary consideration for Sony with their service, even though that was by far a much larger audience that they could have reached than just focusing on PlayStation Vue customers. I think I heard as recently as last year, a vast majority of PlayStation Vue's usership came on the PlayStation, so most of the viewing and more. So I'd love to know, why do you think PlayStation Vue has failed? Now, I consider this a failure. If it was a big success, it wouldn't be up for sale. If Sony was making money, which according to reports they are not, and I'll get to that in a quick second, they probably wouldn't be selling it. If subscriber was growing, they probably wouldn't be selling it. Now, last year, over a year ago now, there was some pressure from investors to put PlayStation Vue up for sale. That it wasn't growing like its competition was. That it wasn't making the money like its competition was. And that was shot down by Sony executives saying, hey, even though it may not be necessarily making us money, it's giving us valuable data. Now it seems like that data about what people watch and what they're doing with their TV isn't worth enough to keep the service right now. So I'll be very interested to see what happens here. Now, Sony is probably paying more than their competitors. Sling and AT&T TV Now and Hulu can use their partnership, either in Hulu's case with companies that own the content, with Fox, NBC, and Disney at the time being co-owners of Hulu, probably helping get them better deals. Sling can piggyback off a Dish. AT&T TV Now can piggyback off of DirecTV to get good deals. Sony couldn't really do that in the same way. So I think that hurt them, that maybe their profit margins were smaller than the profit margins of their competitors. Plus, Sony just had a renewal, and one of the renewal criteria for these kind of services is that you will guarantee us a base number of subscribers. If PlayStation Vue subscribers are falling, Sony may be concerned that they will fall below that, where they'll have to pay for subscribers who aren't actually even subscribed to their service. So keep a close eye on this. I'll love to know, who do you think will be most likely to buy PlayStation Vue, and why do you think it failed? You now know my opinion. Let me know your opinion. All right, let's kind of go rapid fire a little bit here with some news real quick. Spectrum lost 77,000 TV subscribers in the third quarter. I have seen 75,000 float around, but when I read the earnings report in the actual numbers, it says 77,000. So I'll try to get below that, but we're going to go with 77,000 there. They may be trying to count maybe 2,000 worth of streaming customers coming in, but it just says net video ads negative 77,000. But this is a decrease there that comes after Spectrum residential video decreased in 141,000 in the second quarter of 2019. So Spectrum doing a little bit better right now than they did in the second quarter, but still having a rough quarter. Verizon Fios lost 67,000 subscribers. That is up from 52,000 in the second quarter. Verizon Fios is considerably smaller than Comcast and Spectrum. So cord-cutting growth is accelerating here. We're seeing, for the most part, Comcast saw a significant increase. Fios saw a significant increase. Spectrum, minor decrease. I'd like to know how much of that decrease there was their streaming side, their choice, and more with that. So be interesting. We still haven't heard from Dish. We still haven't heard from AT&T. There's a host of other companies we haven't heard for. But overall, cord cutting's up. If AT&T comes in with that 1 million loss in subscribers we have heard predicted, there's a good chance we may hit 2 million cable TV subscribers canceled in the third quarter of 2019. So we're keeping a close eye on that. Be very interesting. Let me know if you are one of those customers who canceled. What made you cancel? Where did you go? I'd love to hear from you. Spectrum was very clear that they think that most people, the problem here is not their pricing, not all that stuff, but password sharing. They kind of took a shot at PlayStation Vue, complaining about how they were allowed to have 5 simultaneous streams at once and how that was allowing password sharing with customers in other areas. They don't really realize that PlayStation Vue has aggressive lockdowns on their accounts. You can't view PlayStation Vue on a Roku, Fire TV, etc. outside your home network for an extended period of time. You have to bring that device back to your home network to use PlayStation Vue on it. So, and that's fairly new. Sony originally did not allow that at all. It was only on tablets, laptops outside the home, for example. So I think that was kind of a cheap shot. I do understand that password sharing is a thing and is an issue. I think Sony, though, or attacking Sony over allowing 5 streams at once, Sony is not what's encouraging password sharing. Spectrum may be, without really geo-locking it. They did say, though, that they've seen, even though subscribers have gone down, TV watching has remained the same, hinting that, you know, Spectrum customers are giving their passwords to cord-cutting friends and family. So let me know, what you think of that. Let me know if you agree that Sony is a big problem for why fewer people are subscribing to TV. All right, more rapid fire real quick. Netflix is ending support for older Vizio smart TVs on December 1st. If you are affected by this, you will see a warning message pop up when you use a Vizio Netflix on these older Vizio TVs. Good news, get a cheap Roku for 30 some bucks and you have your Netflix back. So check that out. Netflix says technical issues are the cause. I've reached out to Netflix and to Vizio for comment on exactly what models. Seems to be models from like 2016 and older are being affected by this. I've often said I wouldn't buy a smart TV unless it's made by like Roku, Amazon, or the software is made by Roku or Amazon, etc. Because the profit margins are so small, it's hard for Vizio to justify updating a TV from 2016. Just there's no money in it. They would lose money paying people to go program for that. Roku and Fire TVs, they're updating the software because that's how they make their money. The TV manufacturer makes money off the sale, they make their money off the long-term use of the apps and ads. So one more reason why, if you want a smart TV, get a Roku, get a Fire TV, get an Android TV. Stay away from maybe proprietary TVs because there's no money in supporting them years down the road. All right, a few more stories. Sling TV is expanding availability in Android devices. Sling TV announced yesterday that with, I think it's Chrome 58, 50 something, 52, 58, something like that. The Chrome model number in the shown down below. On Android mobile devices will now let you stream Sling TV in the browser without needing an app on Android. That means no longer do you have to wonder if your device is supported. So good news for Sling TV customers. If you just happen to want to watch Sling TV real quick and you don't really want to install the app, you don't need to. You can do it through Chrome, and more Android devices are now supported. Discovery is also saying they plan to launch more streaming services. So this week, Discovery's president and general manager of direct-to-consumer TV, that's quite a mouthful of a title, gave an interview to Fierce Video where during it he was asked, hey, you've just launched this new kitchen network streaming service from the Food Network, Food Channel, and will you be doing more of this kind of stuff? And he said yes. The team that's behind that kitchen network, which is a streaming service that basically gives you access to additional content not aired on the Food Network, online now, if you're a huge Food Network fan. He said they are working with other Discovery properties and other projects kind of like that. Now, when that will launch, what channels they will be, we don't know. But Discovery is building additional streaming services. So it seems that Discovery's plan here is to launch services that are that complement their current channels. So instead, like ESPN Plus. ESPN Plus is content not aired on ESPN, but it's content you wouldn't get with a cable subscription. Same situation here. If you're an HGTV fan, you absolutely love HGTV and you want more HGTV content, Maybe they'll launch an HGTV version of this. It's kind of what we saw with the Food Network. If you're a hardcore food fan and you love the Food Network, now you can subscribe to the service to get even more Food Network content that doesn't air on TV. So keep that in mind. Let me know what networks you would like to see a content from like that, and we'll see what happens. All right, that's it. It is Friday. I know many people take the weekend off from our videos. I hope you have a fantastic day. I hope the weather is beautiful wherever you are. It's kind of cold and rainy today. Should be nice tomorrow down here in Texas. So take care. Be safe. Thanks for your support. I really do appreciate it. I'll see you all tomorrow. Take care, everybody. Be safe out there.